This is the September Tackle Club Freshwater Bass and Yellas box. Let's jump it right in. We're going to start off with this one from our friends at Rapala. We have the Rapala V Series blade. So it is a rattling sinking style lure, much like a lipless crankbait. Just obviously with that thin blade profile down the back spine of it, which gives this thing a very, very rough vibration in the water. Now it does have two different toe points on this too, but we'll touch on that in a sec. So essentially with this one, you're going to be looking to pop long cast out, let it sink to the bottom, let it, kind of hop it off the bottom a bit, or you can jump straight into a slow to medium roll if the fish are more suspended. If you want to get into just jigging these fish, so you've got a sounder, you find the fish, you're going to sit over top of them and they're right beneath you. Move the little toe point hook further forward. This lifts the nose of the lure up, giving you better vibration fishing this vertically. Next up, we have the Dimiki SoCal 70. This is a 70 mil, obviously, hard body crankbait. Fairly large bib on it, so it is going to get down a little bit deeper. So you can feel free to trawl this one behind your boat or behind your kayak as well. For me, I like to use something like this to flick in the edges, add lots of pauses in, rip it down, sit it there, twitch it, leave it in their face, and then go into a slow to medium roll and keep peppering those tight spots in and amongst those snags. Next up from our friends at TT Lures, we have the Striker Spinnerbait. Now I've got the purple mauve scale here, mauve, however you want to say it. The purple mauve scale here in the Striker Spinnerbait. I've used these for years and years, and obviously a spinnerbait you have to have in every tackle box, especially if you're a bass fisher chasing bass and yellas. No different. Spinnerbaits are phenomenal because of the V-shaped wire coming out the nose of it. Really helps swim this straight through some of the thickest of structure. It'll just bump over logs and rocks. It may get hung up on weed. It's not the best for weed, but you can still rip it straight through some of these weed patches and lily pads and stuff. Let it sink down into that structure is fantastic. Now I will hold on to this for a second because we're going to get to something else, but not just yet. Next up from Z-Man is the original Chatterbait Mini in a 1/4 ounce. So I've got a white one here, and I love white colors personally. Chatterbait, fairly snag resistant like your spinnerbait, but this thing goes wacky with that big blade on the nose of it. Just moves a lot of water, creates a lot of vibration. And I've actually found lately, I've been fishing a chatterbait more than a spinnerbait, but they're both super useful. Now what I was getting at earlier with these two, if you feel like you need to bulk it up a little bit more, maybe slow that sink rate down a bit. From 6 cents, we've got the Divine swim baits. These are a big paddle tail swim bait. Now what you can actually do if you're not going to rig these up on a jig head and just fish them as is, which is a fantastic way to fish them, just chuck like a 3/8 jig head on them, or 1/2 ounce if you're chasing some deep water bass, and these are going to be phenomenal. But chuck these on the back of your spinnerbait hook or on the chatterbait, and now all of a sudden you've got a beefier chatterbait and spinnerbait, and because of that T-tail, paddle tail on the back, it's going to slow down that sink rate a little bit more, giving it more time on that drop. And that's it for the Bass and Yellas box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.